Doctors Today. The latest discoveries in the world of medicine. What have you done to safeguard your family against tuberculosis? Do you know that this disease presents a greater danger to the entire family than does polio, cancer, or heart disease? Can you spare a half hour to find out how to protect your family from tuberculosis? Here are the facts. The American Medical Association, in cooperation with the National Broadcasting Company and its independent affiliated stations, presents Doctors Today, a weekly report on the progress of medical science. This week, a report on modern methods for the prevention, treatment, and cure of tuberculosis. We present Dr. W. W. Bauer, speaking for the American Medical Association. Dr. Bauer.
If you want to risk your money over a dice table, 7 is a lucky number. If you risk your life on a chance that you may or may not develop tuberculosis, 7 is the unlucky number. Without realizing it, most people are taking this chance, and that's the reason why tuberculosis is the 7th highest cause of death in this country.
But, Dr. Bauer, why should a healthy person worry about tuberculosis?
Because so many people who consider themselves healthy already have active tuberculosis. If you were to visit a sanatorium, I think you'd be amazed at the appearance of most of the patients. You'd see so many who don't look to be very ill. But the X-ray film, the tuberculin and sputum tests tell a different story. Of course, many of them will recover, but only because tuberculosis was discovered in time to check its ravages with proper treatment. Let me show you the importance of finding tuberculosis before the patient suspects that he has it. Listen now to the story of Ruth Emerson, a public health nurse.
I think it's only natural that a public health nurse should be a person who worries more than most people do about tuberculosis. We've been trained to detect the symptoms of a great many diseases, but we know that in many of the families we visit, there's a case of TB that we're missing because we can't see any symptoms. That's why I so often ask people to go in for a chest X-ray to find out for sure before it's too late. Let me tell you about my experience. One afternoon, I came back to our public health office to report to Dr. Palmer. No sooner had I opened the door when he called to me.
Miss Emerson.
Oh, yes, Dr. Palmer.
I was trying to reach you. I even called the police.
The police?
Yes, thought a squad car might find you. Your mother called, and she's quite worried, but I talked to Dr. Forbes, and he doesn't seem to think it's very serious.
Well, what's happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. Your sister has been in an auto accident.
Jenny was in an accident?
Yes, they took her to the Jackson Hospital.
Well, was Mother able to give you any details?
Well, she was rather excited, but I learned from Dr. Forbes that it was a collision between a station wagon and a truck.
Oh?
And she was the only one injured seriously enough to be taken to the hospital. Dr. Forbes said she might have a fractured rib. He's having an X-ray taken. Perhaps by this time he knows whether there's a fracture.
Doctor, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to call Mother and Dr. Forbes.
Go right ahead. Of course, we'll not expect you back on the job before tomorrow morning.
Oh, thank you.
From what Dr. Forbes said, I doubt that there's any cause for alarm, but there may be internal injuries that will show up on the X-ray.
I called my mother, and then I hurried to the hospital. Before I saw Jenny, I decided that it would be better to find Dr. Forbes and get the facts so I could call Mother back. When I found Dr. Forbes, he seemed cheerful, but there was a peculiar expression on his face, or so it seemed to me at the time.
Why, Ruth Emerson. Haven't seen you since you graduated from our nursing school. How are you?
Fine, Doctor. And how's my kid sister?
Well, there's no immediate cause for alarm. Sit down, won't you?
Oh, have you seen the x-rays yet?
Yes, I have them right here. Ruth, I know how you feel, but believe me, this was a lucky accident for Virginia.
Lucky? What do you mean, Doctor?
I mean that if she hadn't been in this accident, in a few more months, her condition would probably be much more serious than it is today.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't understand.
Ruth, I'll show you the evidence on the screen in just a moment. The point is that except for a few bruises, the accident did her no harm, so far as we can see.
No rib fracture?
No, none. We're watching her very carefully, but I doubt that there were any internal injuries.
But you did find something else.
Yes. Let me show you on the screen. You see here? And here? And here? These spots look very suspicious. I think Virginia has tuberculosis.
A cold chill ran over me. I guess my heart must have skipped a few beats. But there was the cold, clear evidence in front of us. The little white spots in all the wrong places. Ginny with tuberculosis. My healthy young sister who taught physical education and could play a better game of tennis than I'll ever play. Dr. Forbes saw the tears coming into my eyes, and he quickly said,
Ruth, if you don't take this in the right way, I'll feel ashamed of you, a public health nurse, to carry on this way.
But, Ginny, to think that she
I
would...
told you that this was a lucky accident. Look at that film. Don't you see that we've caught it in time? A few months in a sanatorium, and she can be completely cured. Suppose we did nothing and waited for 6 months. What do you think the x-rays might show then?
Oh, yes, I know what they might show because I've seen what TB looks like later on.
Well, now, as soon as her condition permits, I'll go ahead with a tuberculin and a sputum test. Meanwhile, we'll say nothing to her.
Oh, naturally, I won't say a thing to her about it yet, Doctor.
Good. And when the time comes that I must break the bad news, I'm glad that I can count on you to keep up her courage.
I saw Ginny a few minutes later, and I played the role of a hypocrite. Because, of course, even a doctor can't come right out and say that a person has tuberculosis until he's sure. It might be something even worse, such as cancer of the lungs. I went home and tried to cheer up my poor mother, who's crippled with arthritis. But a few days later, there was no doubt about the diagnosis. And Ginny knew the truth. When I called to see her the next afternoon, she was in such a sad state of mind, as she said.
Oh, what's the use of trying to plan for anything good in your life? It's all a game of chance, and if you get the bad breaks, well, you're better off just to die.
Oh, Ginny, you ought to be ashamed to talk like that.
Why should I?
Because this accident has been a very lucky break for you.
Oh, yes. Now, instead of getting married, I can go away to a sanatorium.
Suppose you had married Ed this month. How would you feel later on when you found that you had TB?
Oh, I don't know and I don't care.
Oh, darling, don't you realize that we've caught it in time so that you can be cured?
Oh, I can be cured, can I? How do you know that?
Well, Dr. Forbes can tell you what happens in thousands of cases like yours. Why, a few months in a sanatorium...
A few months? How many months?
I don't know. Nobody knows. It all depends on how quickly you improve.
Oh, I don't think I'm going to improve. I think I'm going to get worse and worse.
Oh, Ginny, now don't be silly.
Does Ed know that I have TB?
Yes, I told him.
Oh, you took it upon yourself to tell him.
Well, he was so worried about you last night.
Why didn't you let me break the news?
Ginny, would you really rather have told him yourself?
I guess not. What did he say?
Well, it hit him pretty hard at first. Oh, Ginny, he's so much in love with you.
Poor Ed.
But he took it like a man. Not like my little baby sister.
Oh, Ruth, what am I going to do?
You're going to face the facts, honey, instead of trying to run away from them.
But I never dreamed of anything like this. I had a few colds this winter, but I wasn't really sick. How could this happen to me?
I don't know, dear. But evidently you were exposed to a carrier who has an active case.
Well, could it be Mother?
Oh, no. Mother had a complete X-ray a month ago and nothing showed up.
Oh, that's right.
No, it's not Mother. But there is somebody who gave it to you. And I'm going to find out. Come in.
Oh, Ed. Oh, I'm so glad you came.
Oh, how could I stay away? Here's a little something I
Oh, a beautiful rose.
Oh, Ed, put them on the table. I'll ring for a nurse to bring us a vase and some water.
Whatever you say, darling.
Oh, Ed, just think. 2 days ago we were out playing tennis. Now here I am in a hospital bed with a horrible disease.
Well, what's horrible about it?
Darling, to think that I'll have to spend months, maybe a year or 2 in a sanatorium.
But Ruth says the X-ray shows it's in the early stages. In a way, we're lucky that...
Lucky? Oh, please don't say that. Is it lucky that we can't be married for a long time, that if we are, our children might have tuberculosis?
Jenny, you know better than that. Well, you were taught in school that children don't inherit TB from their parents. Ed, she's feeling so sorry for herself tonight that
Sorry for myself? How would you feel if you knew you had spots on your lungs?
Now, look, Jenny. I'm getting very tired of all this. And I think Ed is, too.
I'm sorry, Ed. I'm being such a baby.
Darling, we've just got to get used to the idea.
Oh, Ed, if you'll stand by me, I'll fight it so hard. I'll fight it with everything I have. And you will, won't you?
What else would you expect?
Oh, Ed.
Jenny.
Shall I leave for a few minutes?
Oh, no, that won't be necessary. Ruthie, how could this happen to her?
That's what I'm wondering, Ed.
Does a person just pick up tuberculosis off the street?
It's possible, but it seldom happens to a person as healthy as Ginny was.
Well, then, how did she get it?
I think she was exposed for a period of weeks or perhaps months to someone who has active tuberculosis.
Well, who could that be?
I don't know. But I'm certainly going to try to find out who it is.
You don't suppose it could be me?
Oh, Ed, of course it isn't you. You're as healthy as an ox.
Well, I don't look any healthier than you, sweet. Ruthie, do you suppose I had it, too?
When did you have your last chest X-ray?
Well, they gave me one when I got out of the Navy.
And how long ago was that?
Well, let's see. It'll be 2 years, the 21st of July.
Ed, I think it'd be a good idea if you'd have a chest X-ray.
Oh, Ruth.
Now, Ginny, remember what I once told you.
But I've been so careful of my diet. I've been getting a lot of exercise.
Yes, I know you have.
Well, maybe you better get that X-ray, Ed. I might have infected you.
Ruthie, can a person be infected by kissing another person?
Oh, Ed, that isn't what I mean.
Yes?
Well, then I'd better have an X-ray taken. Maybe I'll be joining you out at the sanatorium, Ginny.
I waited for 2 days to see if Ed Bruneau had tuberculosis. The X-ray showed that his lungs were healthy enough, but the tuberculin test was positive, proving, as we had good reason to believe, that he had been exposed. The next day I talked to my boss, Dr. Palmer, and it was he who put me on the track of the source of her infection.
Oh, Miss Emerson, just because you happen to be a public health nurse.
But my own sister.
So what? I had a brother who spent 8 months in a sanatorium with tuberculosis.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, of course. It can happen to anybody. Just be thankful that they found it in an early stage. My brother died.
Oh.
Poor Jim. He'd probably be alive today and very active in his business, but he waited until he developed a dry cough and had a lung hemorrhage. We tried pneumothorax, but it was too late. Now, I've had another talk with Dr. Forbes, and Virginia presents an entirely different case. 6 or 8 months in the sanatorium, and she'll probably be cured for life.
Oh, I'm not worried about her, but I wonder where she got it.
Well, I wonder, too. A very active girl, wasn't she?
Oh, yes, she looked as healthy as any girl I know. That's why I was so stunned when I heard that she had it.
Well, in a case like this, we look for a person with whom she was in almost daily contact. Now, this person may still be infecting others.
Yes, I've thought about that.
So, aside from your regular duties, I expect you to find who is responsible.
Oh, Doctor, how can I?
Well, let's start within your own family. Tuberculosis is most often contracted within family group, you know.
Yes, but there's only Mother and Jenny and me.
May I ask how long it is since you lost your father?
Almost 5 years.
What is the cause of his death?
Heart disease.
You had no brothers?
No, just Jenny and...
Mm-hmm. Where does a young man come into the picture?
Well, Jenny's been going with a man who got out of the Navy almost 2 years ago.
When did he have his last X-ray?
He had a chest X-ray 2 days ago, and Dr. Forbes says that he's all right.
I see. Well, this doesn't seem to be getting us anywhere, does it?
No, I'm afraid not, Doctor.
But just as sure as I am that you're sitting before me, I know that a healthy girl like her has picked up the disease from someone else. She teaches physical education in Lincoln High School, doesn't she?
Yes, she's there from Monday to Friday.
Well, we must look into that. There may be a student or another teacher who has active tuberculosis. There's someone somewhere who has it, and for his sake and for the sake of others, we've got to find him. Where does Virginia eat her lunch?
With 4 or 5 girls who usually bring their own lunch.
Can you persuade them to have X-rays taken?
Oh, I'm sure they wouldn't mind having chest X-rays.
All right. You'll get into that, won't you?
Yes, Doctor.
And now, what does Virginia do during the evening?
Well, she has another job.
Oh, I see. Where does she work?
Well, she's been planning to get married, so she's been trying to put aside a little extra money for wedding expenses and so forth.
Uh-huh. Where's she been working?
At the Smith Company over on Wells Street.
Oh, yes, I know the place. How long has she been working over there?
Since, February.
In what capacity?
Well, she's secretary to the man who runs the place. She tells me he's a very nice man. I think his name is, Newcomb.
Well, just so happens that I've been planning to call on Howard Newcomb. There are conditions in his plant that have been called to my attention. This has nothing whatever to do with tuberculosis, but I'll look into that possibility. Ruth, we're going to get some action without delay.
Dr. Palmer is a human dynamo. When he heard that Ginny was on her way to the sanatorium with tuberculosis, his mind was way ahead of mine. He was looking for a person who could infect a girl who seemed to be bubbling over with health. And he found the person he was looking for. And it all happened in a very peculiar way. One day he went over to the Smith Company to pay a visit to Howard Newcomb.
Seems to me I remember you from someplace.
Yeah, your face is very familiar to me, Doctor.
You couldn't be a boy I met in grammar school.
What grammar school, Doctor?
Morton or Davis?
Morton. I spent my first 7 years there. Oh, yes, I remember you now. You've aged a little.
Yes, so have you. That was 25 years ago, wasn't it?
I guess it was.
Yeah. Nice plant you have here. Very modern and up to date in most ways.
Well, we try to conform with the local health ordinances so ward healers won't put the squeeze on us.
Well, there are good reasons for most of those laws.
Oh, no doubt about that. And as health administrator, you're doing a grand job, Doctor. We all appreciate your work, and we're only too glad to cooperate with you.
You don't mean all that, Newcomb.
Well, of course I mean it. Look at my shop. We're trying to obey the laws. What's wrong?
No, I suppose there's anything if you're obeying the laws.
Thanks. Would you care to come into my office and have a drink?
No, thanks. But if you're willing to listen to a few suggestions...
Oh, of course. Always looking for new ideas, Doctor.
Well, it just happens that a girl who was working for you during the evening hours has turned up with tuberculosis.
Yes, I heard about that. You see, we work on 3 shifts around here.
Yes, I know.
And she was my nighttime secretary. Very nice girl.
Her sister is one of my public health nurses.
She's one of the best I ever hired. She wrote a letter like nobody's business. Hope I can find a girl to take her place, but I'll be darn lucky if I do.
You'll have to go to a sanatorium for at least 6 months.
Oh, yes, I know, but she'll be on the payroll till she comes back. That's the way we do things around here.
I'm glad to hear that, Newcomb. But why don't you screen your people against tuberculosis?
Screen them?
Yes. Why don't you have somebody come in here and make an X-ray film of every employee?
Well, it isn't necessary under the state law, is it?
No.
Then why should I do it?
Because when there is tuberculosis in a plant, it's like a small growing fire. And even though you'll never have to pay a single cent for the damages it does to your workers, in the end, you'll pay the bill for the men who can't do their job. because they have the disease.
I pay my men well, and they live in good homes. I doubt if there's any tuberculosis in this plant.
But it'll cost you so little to find out the truth. Won't you try a chest X-ray from the top office down?
All right, bring on your X-ray machine. If you can find 1 out of every 100, I'll certainly be surprised.
Next, I would like to show you what happened when Dr. Forbes, Dr. Palmer, and Mr. Newcomb met on an afternoon in June. Dr. Forbes had just completed the examination.
Well, I've gone over every print. I found 2 persons who need a tuberculin test. I'm a bit doubtful as to whether they ought to be sent away to a sanatorium. But there isn't any doubt in my mind about you, Mr. Newcomb.
About me?
Yes. You should have the tuberculin and sputum tests immediately.
Oh, come now. You don't think I have tuberculosis?
Your X-ray indicates that you have a tuberculosis infection.
There's some mistake. I couldn't possibly have it. I don't have the cough, and I haven't lost weight.
We don't wait for those symptoms these days, Mr. Newcomb.
Besides, tuberculosis doesn't run in our family.
It doesn't run in any family, except when the family is exposed to an active case.
And you must have mixed up the films, and the one you think is mine belongs to somebody else.
Well, that's possible, but very unlikely. I think you'd better have another chest X-ray and the tuberculin and sputum test.
Dr. Forbes, I'm a busy man. I don't see how I can spare the time for all this business. We're working night and day out at our plant.
This won't take very much of your time.
How long would it take?
We can do it all in less than an hour.
I suppose I do have a mild case of TB. Then what?
There is no such thing as a mild case if it's neglected, Mr. Newcomb.
Well, I suppose not, but you could give me a shot of this new drug, couldn't you?
You mean streptomycin?
Yeah, that'll fix me up, won't it?
No. Streptomycin is useful only in certain selected cases, and the patient must be under constant observation.
You aren't suggesting that I go to a sanatorium?
If you have active tuberculosis, you certainly should go to a sanatorium, for your own sake and for the protection of everyone with whom you come in contact.
Dr. Forbes, no one will ever send me away to a sanatorium so long as I can stay on my own feet. I'm not a sick man in spite of all your X-rays, and there's no law that says I have to go to a sanatorium.
We felt sure that this was the man who had infected Jenny with tuberculosis. The nice little girl who had taken her place in his office was now exposed to infection. Dr. Palmer was furious. But what could he do? There's no law in our state that forces a person to enter a sanatorium. But Jenny is in a sanatorium. And I'm so happy because she's getting complete rest and expert care. You know, of course, that a person's chances of complete recovery are far greater in a sanatorium. Last Sunday, I went out with Ed to see Jenny.
Oh, I'm so tired of this place.
What's wrong with it, darling? Aren't they treating you right?
Oh, they're treating me all right, but I want to go home.
Jenny, I'm so glad you feel this way about it.
Well, darn it all, why can't I leave?
Darling, if you didn't want to leave, that would be a very bad indication. The fact that you want to go home means that you're feeling good. And the reason you can't leave just yet is that your doctors are making sure that you're completely cured.
Oh, you're like all nurses. You always stick up for the doctors.
Jenny, there was a time when patients were released from the sanatorium because the X-rays showed that the infection had been stopped. That was a mistake, because too many had to come back. Nowadays, when they let you go, they have every reason to believe that you're cured for your whole lifetime.
You really think we'll never have to worry about a relapse?
Not if Ginny watches her diet and has regular checkups.
Ginny, isn't that worth all the waiting?
Oh, she knows darn well it is. Don't you, sis?
Oh, I guess so. By the way, how's Mr. Newcomb?
He's not doing so well.
Well, what happened?
Oh, he insisted on sticking to his job in spite of what the X-rays said. Last week he had a very unfortunate experience.
Oh, what was it, a hemorrhage?
Well, we needn't go into the gory details, but he's in a sanatorium now. He may recover, and yet I'm afraid that he waited too long. Nobody can fight tuberculosis alone. to try it is a very dreary form of suicide.
I am now privileged to present a man who has long been interested in the prevention of tuberculosis and who now is president of the board of directors of the Municipal Tuberculosis Sanatorium of Chicago, Dr. Ernest E. Irons.
There are many Howard Newcombs in all walks of life. They are innocent of any wish to do harm to others. They themselves often do not know that they have tuberculosis, and in their ignorance they may spread the disease to others. Detection of the unrecognized case early in the disease, when cure is relatively easy, and before the individual has spread the disease to his friends, is the key to the control of tuberculosis. An important method of detection of tuberculosis in apparently healthy people is the taking of X-ray films of large groups, such as in schools, employees of offices, of factories. After the X-ray films are examined by experts, a report is sent to each person telling him either that his chest film is normal or that suspicious shadows are present and he should go to his doctor for further confirmatory tests, such as examination of the sputum for the germ of tuberculosis, a physical examination of the lungs, with perhaps even additional X-rays. Mass X-rays in such case-finding surveys disclose about one case of unsuspected tuberculosis in every 100 persons. The finding of infection early in the disease, so that the individual may be referred to his doctor and receive instruction on proper disposal of sputum and general treatment, is of tremendous importance to the patient and also to those about him. Hundreds of the patients in our sanatorium enter when tuberculosis is far advanced, and many more months of care are necessary than would have been required had the disease been found earlier. To care for all the newly discovered cases of tuberculosis will require many additional sanatorium beds. In Chicago, for example, we need 2,500 more beds. This requires money, but money so expended is a paying investment for any community. Much has been done for the sufferers from chronic disabilities and diseases which are not contagious. But for tuberculosis, which is widespread and threatens not only the sick man, but also exposes his friends and associates to the same disease, we have done relatively little. In many communities, bone and joint tuberculosis has been done away with by the elimination of tuberculosis in cows and by the pasteurization of milk. What are we going to do for the unsuspecting victim of tuberculosis of the lungs in the stage in which he can be more promptly cured?
Thank you, Dr. Irons.
Doctors Today is presented by the American Medical Association through the facilities of the National Broadcasting Company and its independent affiliated stations. This program is presented on behalf of the thousands of physicians who are working night and day to protect and preserve the lives of 141 million Americans. The American Medical Association invites you to join us again next week to hear another report on the progress of medicine and surgery in America. Doctors Today, written by William J. Murphy, comes to you through the facilities of the National Broadcasting Company and the affiliated independent stations associated with the NBC network. The orchestra is under the direction of Bernard Berquist, with original music composed by Emil Soderstrom. The entire production is under the direction of Norman Felton. Heard in today's cast were Eloise Cummer, Jean Mowry, Jess Pugh, Morris D. Copeland, George Kluge, and Donald Gallagher. Your announcer is Henry Cook. Doctors Today came to you from Chicago. This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.